Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, and feel free to comment down below what you would like me to do for future anime and cartoon-related videos. Today, we are talking about Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, Season 1, Episode 9, and this was an alright episode. So, based on the preview from next episode, it's leading me more to believe we're going to get left on a cliffhanger because we don't have a lot of episodes left. But in this episode, we get introduced to another one of the four perils. And basically, this guy has like these almost paper bomb looking things, kind of these seals. Kind of very similar to Naruto with the whole sealing thing. You know, you have the ninja scrolls, all that, paper bombs, all that jazz. And it looks very similar to that, or at least that's what it reminds me of. But I'm sure some of you have seen that in other different animes before. Basically, he has the ability to throw these scrolls around, make two lion demons pop up to attack enemies for him, and then it also gives him the ability to teleport, transportation, vanish into thin air, things along those lines with all of these crazy seals. So this guy is not somebody to mess around with. So not only that, we get a little bit of backstory how he fought another demon, which is basically like a giant armored turtle demon. And using his abilities, he stole his shell, transferred it into armor. So the three girls, it was not good for Toa, Moroha, or Setsuna trying to fight this guy because it was literally impossible because of the armor. So the armor doesn't have any demon energy; it's just impenetrable. So no sword can pierce it, diamond can't pierce it. That was even mentioned in the episode. Nothing can pierce this armor that is super strong, super powerful. And then we learn that his son has been following around this guy for 10 years. 10 years, and he's like a little kid. And apparently demons age a heck of a lot slower than humans because the kid is 50 years old. I think that might be a reference to Baby Yoda, the child from The Mandalorian. Or Grogu, as we now know him as, if you've seen the latest episode. Spoiler alert, sorry. But he's just like a little kid, and he needs like another 50 years to grow where he has enough power in order to try to defeat this guy. But basically, in the beginning of the episode, the guy like flicks it, blows up an entire post because he likes a tree. He's like, oh, the scenery is beautiful. So he's just basically just a giant tree hugger. So that's it. He's mad that there's a bounty on his head. He thinks that's distasteful because he is very artsy, all about the arts, the scenery, the peace and quiet. And I get that to a certain extent. I definitely get that. But now the three girls are out trying to beat the crap out of him and get his head and get all that coin. They had a little bit of a fight in the beginning of it because Moroha wants to continue bounty hunting while Setsuna is just, regular demon slayer, not doing it for the money. And then you got Toa, who is still going after the dream butterfly. Unfortunately, the bounty collector, he still knows nothing about it, but suggests that they put out a bounty for it, so that way more people are looking for it, more people acknowledge what it is, and that way they can figure out where this thing is to get Setsuna's dreams back. Even though Setsuna is still fighting against it, doesn't seem to care. But that is Toa's main reason for coming there in the first place. So it makes sense that she still wants to find that because that's going to be her kind of story arc. Moroha, we're not really sure. We know she's saving up a large amount of money. I'm not really sure for what. But she gets really mad at both of them when they don't. It's kind of like three siblings fighting, basically, or three cousins fighting, same difference. She gets mad that they don't want to go with her. They want to do their separate thing. And she goes off to get the bounty. And she's got that cute little pouty face going on until they come chasing after her because they realize that in order to place a bounty, they need a decent amount of money. And they have to go get and collect another bounty in order to post one. So a little bit of kind of counterproductivity there. But that's what you got to do in the world of demon slaying and bounty hunting. You can't, offer money if you don't have any money to offer. Which at this point in time, with all that gold that Moroha's got, how is she not, is she just getting all the money and the other two aren't getting anything? Because that'd be kind of messed up. It seems like that to a certain extent. But who knows? But kind of going back to the demon that we see in this episode, very powerful. We're not going to see him next episode, most likely, based on the preview. But even without the shell, he doesn't seem like he's having a hard time. This guy does have a sword, an ancient sword, where it has like this ability to grow super fast and kind of pierce the enemy, similar to Gin, if I remember correctly, in Bleach. Where his sword could be ever growing, grow like 12 miles long. Similar ability to that. And it wouldn't surprise me because Toa still needs a sword. Her sword is still broken. We're 9 episodes in and she is still, using the crappy broken sword at this point. It is a possibility that when they defeat her, she is going to take that sword and get herself a new weapon. Would not surprise me in the slightest if that's what happened. So I hopefully look forward to seeing her getting a new weapon because she deserves one. She's been putting in a lot of the heavy work. Definitely deserves one. What she did in order to semi-defeat him is she poured her demon energy back into the shell, the father's demon shell, kind of Mr. King Turtle himself, in order to kind of slightly reawaken him. So his spirit kind of held him in place, while his son blasted him with a blast, flinging the shell off of him. And then he realized that without the armor, he has to be a lot more careful. He doesn't have any seals really anymore, so he is probably off to make more seals, and we will live to see him another day and battle him to collect that bounty, so that way they can create a bounty for the Dream Butterfly. At least that's what's going to happen in the foreseeable future. Next episode, I was slightly confused because I thought they were going to go after this guy again. They know his scent at this point, so, kind of like a dog tracking down a criminal, similar situation. They can just follow the scent. But the next episode, it showed there was 2 demons that were born, twisted together, like conjoined twins to a certain extent. And they are fighting each other because whoever wins absorbs the other and becomes that much more powerful. And apparently they end up stealing Setsuna's and Toa's pearl as well at some point. The pearls seem to be easily stolen for whatever reason. So that's interesting to see, but it doesn't look like we're kind of getting a continuation of this episode, which I'm questioning why. Overall, rating-wise, I'm going to give this one a solid 8 out of 10. The reason I'm not giving it a higher is because this is very much seemed like it would be a continuation episode, where the next episode would be directly related to this episode. Because there's 13 episodes left, there's not a whole lot of time left. We're definitely not wrapping up the story this season, I can tell you that right now. Don't know if there's a season 2 yet. There hasn't been any news of that currently as well. What we do know, however, is that there's no possible conceivable way that we're going to get all of this wrapped up this season. Moroha, we might see him the last episode, possibly. They did mention him in the preview as well. There's some demon wanted to get her revenge on him. So not sure how that plays out. But we still got 3 perils we have to defeat before we get to the head guy. So you got to defeat the Elite 4 before you get to the champion. For all of my Pokemon fans out there, it's basically that exact scenario. They're not going to show them going after the head demon without the 4 perils being all defeated. All of them gaining more strength and abilities in the process in order to defeat that head demon. So that's kind of where we're at. For the foreseeable future at this point in time. We still have 4 perils to defeat, or 3 rather, so, maybe they'll defeat all of them in the what do we got, 5 episodes left at this point, 4 episodes left at this point, but I don't see it happening. Not unless the Twisted Together dudes are one of them, because if they're one of the perils, that would kind of make sense. So we already know one of them is defeated. We've seen 2 of the other ones, so we just need to figure this out. We got to get them all defeated, get to the head boss, and I can guarantee you Seshmore is going to show up at some point, and that's probably where the season's going to end. And then you're going to get annoyed because the popularity is not there, and my hopes for a second season, they're on the down low right now. They're not very high. It's 50-50 if we'll get that second season. As I said, looking at the top 10 list, top 15 list, it's never there. I like it overall. I'm not saying it's a bad anime by any means, but it's never on the list. And usually, if it's not on that top 15 list, at least the chances of it getting a second season are slim to none, at least from what I've seen overall. So we will just have to wait and see what happens. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.